I'm not the father. The room froze. Glasses hovered midair. Someone laughed, thinking it was a joke. It wasn't. My wife's smile collapsed before the applause could finish, and the word pregnant fell to the floor like it had weight. I'm 38, a logistics manager in Columbus. We'd been married 9 years. Long enough to learn each other's tells. Long enough to notice when affection turns into choreography. For months before that night, she'd been distant in practical ways. Missed dinners blamed on late meetings, a phone angled away on the couch, a tenderness that arrived only when she wanted something. I told myself it was stress. I wanted to believe that. The announcement was at her sister's house. Family, friends, balloons. She took the center of the room, like she was stepping into light she'd rehearsed. "We have news," she said, hand on her stomach. Cheers erupted. I felt the floor tilt. We hadn't been trying. We hadn't been touching much at all. I waited, not for courage, for confirmation. It came quietly months earlier when she'd insisted on separate bedrooms to sleep better. It came in a string of late-night calls she took in the car. It came when I asked about counseling, and she said, "You're overthinking. You always do." After the sentence left my mouth, I didn't raise my voice. I didn't accuse. I didn't explain. I picked up my jacket and walked outside while the room tried to recover from gravity. She followed me to the driveway. "Why would you do that?" she hissed. "You humiliated me." I looked at her and felt something detach. "You announced a lie," I said. I corrected it. We stood there, breath fogging, lights blinking through the windows. She said the words like a defense brief. "It doesn't matter who the father is. We're married. This could be ours." Then quieter, sharper, "You were convenient. You're steady. That's what I need." The truth didn't shout. It settled. I went home that night and slept on the couch. Not because I was unsure, but because the bed felt like an artifact from another life. The next morning I asked for the honesty she'd been dodging. She didn't cry. She didn't deny it. She said, "Your feelings don't matter right now. This is bigger than you." That was the turning point. Not the pregnancy. Not the party. That sentence. I stopped asking questions designed to save us and started asking questions designed to save myself. I stopped bargaining for clarity and accepted it as delivered. I met with a lawyer. I moved my things carefully like I was handling glass. Friends wanted drama. I gave them logistics. She wanted time. I gave her boundaries. There was no shouting match, no scorched earth, just paperwork and distance, and a calendar that finally belonged to me. The resolution wasn't cinematic. It was quiet dignity. I didn't try to punish her. I didn't make speeches. I refused to co-sign a story that erased me. When she asked if we could figure out, I said, "I already have." Now, when I think about that night, I don't remember balloons. I remember the relief that followed the sentence. Truth, spoken cleanly, can end a celebration and begin a life. Here's the lesson I learned the hard way. Boundaries are not cruelty. They're self-respect with a spine. If someone builds joy on your silence, speak. Not to wound, but to be whole.